Hey guys, it's Rosina. Welcome back to Vlogmas. And welcome back to Not My Kitchen. Now don't worry, I'm not at a stranger's house. This is my mom's house. And today I have Amanda back because my other sous chef bailed on me. So we're going to be doing a family favorite.
Holiday Spritz Cookies.
Now we're going to make 3 different flavors. We got vanilla, almond, and cream cheese. And we're going to start off with the vanilla and almond.
Yeah, and something just what we're going to note is today we are just having the recipe for the almond and vanilla. Just we're doing the same portion that we'd normally do for one batch of each. But you know, today we're just going to separate them so that we can just quickly have a half a portion of it being vanilla, half being almond. Similar, it's just same ingredients, just different flavors. So we're just making a slight adjustment to that today. So you can still follow that and use only one flavoring, or you can do what we're doing, half it and do 2 different flavors with that one batch.
And I will note the recipe will also be in the description below. So if you can't really follow along in the video, I will have it written down. Yep. So you won't have to worry. I didn't do that last time saying it on video, but there you go.
That's all right. All right, so do we want to get started?
Yes.
Perfect. Go ahead.
So we're going to start off with creaming the butter and the sugar together. That's always a crucial step when doing your cookies.
And how much of each are we putting in here?
So we have 2 sticks of butter.
Okay.
Get in there, you. And then we have 3/4 cup of sugar.
Yeah. So we're going to start mixing that up, getting it nice, light, and fluffy, and then we'll return back to start the next process.
Now, as you can see, it's all nice and creamy. So make sure it starts looking like that before you get to the next step. All right, next.
We're going to add the 1 egg into the bowl. We're going to get it well incorporated, mix it up, and normally this step you would also add your either vanilla or almond extract, but because we are going to be separating them later, we're just going to incorporate it once all the ingredients are combined with the wet and the dry. So you can just skip that if you're going to have it like us, or add the extract in now.
Yeah, if you're going to do the actual 2 batches, like separate batches, then just, obviously after you're done with the first, clean it out. If you have an extra bowl, like I do at my house, you don't have to do that.
Okay. We'll get mixing that up.
Okay, now, it's dry ingredients time. So what we have first, we'll do these tiny ones first. So we have a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder.
Not baking soda.
Yeah, not baking soda, baking powder. And then we also have a 1/4 of salt. And make sure it's not like Coors or like one of those, you know, flaky ones. Just regular old salt. And then, big boy here, we have 2 1/4 cup of flour.
Sifted.
Sifted. Make sure you sift it. Just like the other one we did with pecans.
We didn't sift that one.
We did sift
that
one.
We did sift.
We sift that one. That one also called for sifted.
I'm one of those people that doesn't think it's necessary, but for this purpose, we are sifting.
We gotta be precise. If we're making Dad's cookies, we have to be precise. Dad was OCD.
Yes, he was. All right, so we're gonna incorporate everything together. We're gonna separate it afterwards so that we can do 2 different flavors.
And that'll be off camera. You don't need to see that.
And then we'll get to coloring. We'll be back.
So as you can see, we have all our separated. I eyeballed it the best we could. I mean, they kind of look the same, don't they?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So what we're going to do is we're going to add in our extracts.
And then food coloring.
And food coloring, because we like to be a little creative, a little fun.
Yeah, so we're today going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of almond here, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, And then today we're gonna do red for almond and green for the vanilla. And just put as much coloring as you find necessary. We'll just go till we like the color and we'll be back. All right, so yeah, then we have 2 colors here now. I would say it's almost like the texture of Play-Doh.
Now, remember kids, don't eat Play-Doh.
Don't eat Play-Doh.
Don't eat Play-Doh.
So we'll start getting ready to fill up our cookie press. This is what it looks like here.
So get something kind of similar to that. I know OXO brand has something like that.
Yeah, there's a couple different models. We're gonna use one from Pampered Chef today.
And this is an old one.
You see this one, I'll get ready to do the trees, which we'll use as a vanilla. But they have a bunch of fun different shapes. Like you could do one that almost looks like a snowflake. We like to use this one quite often. But yeah, you can play around, have fun with it. And with this one,
there's a bunch of designs right on this box, so pick your favorite.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we got it already in.
Yes. And you want to make sure when you're getting ready for the cookie press, hit it a couple pumps. You want to try and just get out as much air pockets as possible so that you're, not having any problems with your cookie press when you're...
Yeah, just make sure it gets pretty close, because if you have all those air pockets, it's not going to pump out really good. And side note too, so we have our cookie sheets already ready. Now, you would think to put parchment paper, but for these cookies, you do not do parchment paper. You have to make sure it has something to stick to.
Yeah, you'll have a hard time if you use parchment paper.
Dad learned that the hard way. So, and make sure they're clean, obviously. So, we'll start pumping. Now we're gonna do a practice push.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Try again.
Nope.
Can't win them all.
Can't win them all. All right, they're all pressed in. Now it's time for sprinkles. And you want to make sure that we do what?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
What do we do?
So, before you put them in, you want to make sure you put your sprinkles on first, because it needs something to stick to.
Yeah. And this is messy business, so I would say I think it's easier to put the sprinkles in my hand and then, put them on this way, because you're going to have sprinkles go everywhere. Yeah. So just try your best to not be too messy here, and we'll get that started.
All right, all done. We got our almond and we got our vanilla. Now, I know you probably noticed now we have these little round boys here, but that's because, the last pumps just...
Sometimes you just can't get the last pumps to stick, so we just still don't want to waste, so we just make some rounds. And then depending on the situation too, I like a little extra salt on my cookies, so I just put a little extra flaky salt on top, not required.
Yeah, unless if you find it a little too sweet, just sprinkle a little bit of salt on top. Now we're gonna set these into the oven, and your temperature will be 375. So make sure we already have ours preset. So 375 for 10 to 12 minutes. And here's the final product for the Holiday Spritz. So we have our vanilla and our almond, and now we're on to the cream cheese. All right, now onto the cream cheese spritz. Now, to get started, you're gonna take your 2 sticks of butter. And this recipe will also be in the description, just like the other one. So all three will be on the bottom. And then you get 3 ounces of cream cheese. And then you got your cup of sugar.
So we're gonna cream that.
Yeah, cream all that together.
Awesome. We'll quickly do that, and then we'll follow through with the next steps.
Mm-hmm. All right, now our wet ingredients. So we have here a teaspoon of vanilla. Now you're actually gonna add the vanilla this time because we're not making a different one. We're not separating it.
Yeah, no separation.
No separation. Then we have a teaspoon of an orange rind. And that gives it what? Like, it gives it a little nice flavor.
Oh yeah, it's super delicious.
Dad always put in there, and I never understood a rind, but that's just me.
It really makes a difference.
And then you want to add 1 egg yolk. No white in there, just the yolk. So make sure to separate that.
And you can always use that leftover egg white in an omelet or have it for
Yeah.
breakfast. Use it, as our mom suggests, if you're needing it to make a meringue for a pie this holiday season. But otherwise, if not, discard it, I guess.
You do whatever you want with it.
I'm not judging.
Give her the evidence.
Okay. So we're going to get mixing, and then we'll add the dry ingredients after.
All right, dry ingredients time. So we have here a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then we have a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now the cinnamon also gives it a nice flavor. So the orange and cinnamon just
Yeah, very
chef's kiss.
holiday-friendly flavors.
Yes. And then you add in your flour, which this one is 2.5 cups.
Sifted.
Sifted. Yes, make sure it's sifted. If I find out that you didn't sift your flour, I will come to your house. All right, Amanda, now it's all mixed. Now this one, we're not gonna dye it. We're gonna just leave it its plain old color, because I mean, that's how Dad did it.
And these are technically considered snowflake cookies, so that way you're keeping
Snowflakes
it.
ain't red or green. Well, you could
Yeah.
say yellow, but that we don't eat that.
Yeah, no yellow snow.
No yellow snow.
So we're gonna keep it the standard color that it is, and we're using today. We think this is the closest option to the snowflake attachment.
I mean, looking at the picture, it looks kind of close.
So whatever one you think is the most realistic, we're gonna go from there. So we're gonna start putting that into our cookie press, and we'll get ready to start getting them on the tray.
We start putting the sprinkles on. We did it for the other one as well. This one we just do a little simple of the little beady guys. Now remember, don't just pour it. Just put a little in your hand and
It's gonna go everywhere.
yeah, it's gonna go everywhere. It's already been everywhere. Now we're gonna set these in, and we have the temperature at 350. And these will be in for about like 12, 15 minutes.
Yep.
So a little longer than the other ones, but I think it's because of the cream cheese.
Yeah.
All right, and there you have it. And you want them to be a little brown. We may have done these a little too much, but that was at 14 minutes. So maybe do like 13 minutes. All right, and there you have it. All 3 cookies. And we already test tasted one off camera, so you don't get to see that. But I think they turned out really well. What do you think, Amanda?
Beautiful.
You think they turned out well? I think so too. So that is today's video. I will see you guys soon for another one. Obviously, it's not going to be Vlogmas because it'll be next year. So I'll have many more to come. Bye.